You guys allowed 97 in Toronto 2 nights ago, only 86 today. Do you feel like those raw numbers are reflective of the defensive quality you've had? And if so, where do you feel like you're seeing progress on that end of the floor these last couple games?
Well, we're starting to understand what it takes to win games. It takes an unbending commitment to the defensive end and transition defense. Last time we played Toronto, I went through this before the game. It was 63 points in the first 8 seconds, and then we did better the second game. Tonight I think they had 31 in the first 8 seconds of the first half, and then in the second half they had very few. And so we were better. But right now, it's important to understand style-wise that aesthetics are not important. What's important is possession of the ball, physicality without unnecessary fouls, certainly rebounding, and offensive execution. We did some good things tonight. We had some mistakes, but overall, a lot of good things.
Just so I'm clear, you're talking about total points scored in the first 8 seconds of a possession by your opponent with that stat, yes? And if so, what is so telling about that to you from games that's been good and bad?
Well, they answered back a lot of times in the first half, and they're a great answer back team. You guys remember the games last year? They were fast games. I mean, this team plays fast, and they shoot a lot of early threes. And we were able to limit some of that tonight, which was good. I mean, they took 32. That's a relatively low number for them. But look, each game's going to be a little different. I just liked our grit tonight, and that's what we're going to have tomorrow and Monday and Wednesday.
What did you like about Jay Huff with that opening group today?
It seemed like the right time to give it a look. I haven't watched the film yet, so I don't know. But look, Jay's been doing a really good job with rim protection. He gives us a different look offensively, and so we'll see what's what for tomorrow. We'll see where things are with Andrew and whether he's able to go or not. And Chicago's a different team. They do some of the same things, but they do some different things.
How much do you think the progress has to do with these guys just figuring out who each other is as a defender? I mean, just in terms of where somebody's going to be, the communication factor. I mean, how far do you think that has to? How much do you think that explains just the improvement on defense? Just everybody kind of knowing each other.
There's been improvement with communication, but it's defense in today's NBA has to be coached hard. Has to be coached hard by the head coach, by the defensive coordinator, the defensive coaches, and really it has to be coached hard by the players to themselves. They have to understand its importance, and they have to believe in its importance. And look, if they don't believe it's important, they're not going to play. They're not. I mean, tonight, Mathurin did some really good things defensively. I was ready to tackle Walker on the first play of the second half when he casually let Middleton get wide open for a shot, and I mentioned it to him pretty strong in a huddle, and then after the game. I mean, this is no time to celebrate, after winning your third win in 19 or 20 games or whatever it is. We've got to keep working. We've got to keep working. And the guys on our roster that came in this league thinking that this was going to be about aesthetics and skill and a rhythm and all that stuff ain't going to be playing on this team. They're just not. That's not where we are. And so we've seen some growth. But it's going to be an ongoing task and challenge.
Just that being said, Pascal's a guy that you've talked about, just the importance of his leadership and just what he's done to keep this team in games every night. Just what impressed you? What's continued to impress you about how he's continued to show up and play as he has, and what impressed you about him tonight in particular?
Look, he decided that we were not going to lose this game tonight, and so he was ultra aggressive, but within our system and a really adjusted system and our spacing elements and stuff like that. He was tremendous, and I thought he was as good as he was on offense. He was equally good and maybe better defensively in rebounding the ball.
Just how helpful is it when you can? Obviously, he can create as a 6'8", 6'9" guy. I mean, when you can trust somebody like that to bring the ball up and initiate offense. Just how much does that help, especially with some of the lineups you were putting out there tonight? When you have some length defensively, but he also gives you a guy that can create.
I mean, I give you 4 words. He's a great player. And that's why we made the deal for him. And I believe he's gotten better since he's been here. And as it's gotten more difficult, a lot of veterans in that situation would lose interest. They would start questioning things. They'd come up with aches and pains out of nowhere, things like that. He ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. He's committed to this organization and this franchise and these fans. And we're committed to him.
Just one more real quick. Just TJ just continues to sort of stack performances over the last week or so. Just how much do you see him to sort of take a step each day, and how much do you think he got everybody sort of organized tonight?
Well, he's doing better. That's obvious. And so, the return to play, the runway to return to play is arduous. It takes time. There's gonna be some clunky things to it with anybody coming back from injury. I thought he worked through that stuff in a very professional manner, and now he's positioned himself to where he's got his rhythm back, got his legs, and give Ben Shepherd and Ray J. Dennis a lot of credit tonight. They helped create a situation where TJ didn't even have to get to 20 minutes, and that was extremely important.
Pascal, you guys held Toronto to 97 2 nights ago, 86 for the Wizards today. Those are obviously impressive raw numbers in the current NBA. What do you feel like defensively you guys have done pretty well these last couple of games?
I think our intensity is a little bit up. We still, I think gave some transition points. I don't know what game that was. I don't know if it was Detroit or whatever, but I think we got to keep building, on this. I thought our energy and our effort on defense has been good the past 3-4 games or so. And we played some tough competition. We lost some unfortunate games. So if we win those, it looks a little different. But I think we just got to continue to hang on our defense. That's so when you're not making shots or you feel like the offense is slow or whatever is happening, you can always lean on defense. So it's encouraging that regardless of the opponent, that we have these defensive games, and that we can build on that.
You mentioned transition defense in there, and Rick mentioned the stat about how many points opponents have scored in the first 8 seconds of possession or something like that. How important has early defense become to that success you guys have had, and what does that specifically take to improve at when it's such a part of the game?
Yeah, no, we know that teams, most teams want to play fast, so those first 3 steps back got to be, we got to get there as a group, get there on defense, and we can, I think the more you can have people play in the half court, I think the better for chances you have of stopping them. So that's what we got to continue to focus on, and again, continue to build good habits. That's going to be my message to everyone every single day. No matter the score, no matter the record, build good habits. And I think that if we do that, we're going to give ourselves good chances to win games every single night.
What have you liked about playing next to Jay Huff in that opening group?
Yeah, I think it's good. Just, obviously someone that's a shooting threat out there, and again, we continue to just work and find, ways to be effective out there as a group with him out there. And obviously when you have Zay and, Tony out there, it's a whole different vibe too. So I think we just got to continue to work on those things. And for him, just going out there, getting blocks, running the floor, shoot the ball when you're open, and you know, and just got to keep going.
Rick was in here just kind of praising the leadership that you've brought to this whole thing. He said you just decided you guys were not going to lose this one tonight. I mean, you've talked about the struggles of all this. What does it mean in the midst of this when you do get one?
Yeah, you can't take it for granted because you know every single night you go out there, like when you're used to winning, you know, like you take it for granted. So I think every day that we go out there, every single possession that we win, every single run that we have, every single wins, like we gotta take it and enjoy it and know which is the most important, and know what it took for us to get to that, you know, like and I think I just tired of losing. Like we can't keep losing. Like that's got to be our mindset, and we got to give everything for that. Like and I think when you win, it feels good. Everyone feels good when they're winning, and everyone can smile. Everybody's happy. Like the vibes is good. And that's what we got to focus on. Cherish that moment. Chase that moment, like those feelings and good feelings and good feels. Like, cause that's what we want. We got to chase that.
You've talked before about just after every game you're asking yourself, what can I do better? I mean, just what's it taken to just continue to hold yourself to the highest of standards?
Yeah, I mean, I think like for me, I want to be great. Like that's like I want to be the greatest that I can be. So that's my motivation every single day, no matter who's out there, no matter who we play, no matter what's happening. That's my motivation, and obviously with this group, like just continue to evolve as a leader. You know, if it's guarding, you know, people, I'm ready to do that. If it's scoring, I'm ready to do that. Like I just want to do everything that I can to be the most complete player that I can be. And you know, sometimes it's gonna be good, sometimes not, and it doesn't really matter for me, like, because my process is always good, and I know that I put you know the work in. On the court, off the court, learning about everything and continue to be the best version of myself. So I take pride in that. You know, that's what got me where I am today, and it's not gonna stop, regardless of you know if we're winning games or not winning games. I just know that my process got to be the same, and I got to keep holding myself accountable and trying to be the best that I can be.
At just at what point tonight did you have a sense of the opportunity you're going to have as far as getting the ball to the paint, getting the ball to the rim?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know obviously, in a lot of the games, you know, I see a lot of bodies, and you know, people send 2, 3, you know, like every time I'm out there. So, you know, I think they don't double as much. So that's good. You know, just you can get to your spots and things like that. But I think we also continue to work as a team on like you know spacing, give ourselves like space out there, you know, like when Ben has the ball, you know where we need to be as a team, to make sure that we open the floor up for him. When I have the ball, same thing, and we can have those outlet passes and make the game a little easier for everyone, you know. So when we play a team that don't double, like, you know, I think obviously it feels good.
I asked this question to Jay, and he immediately like turned around and knocked on his locker. But you've had some level of continuity lately, and I know I'm afraid to jinx that. But how helpful has that been on both sides of the ball? That it seems like guys are starting to get used to each other. Have you?
No, I mean I think it's good. Again, we can't you know obviously we haven't had a lot of success this year, so I think every good moment that we can have, it should feel good. Like it should be good. And like I said earlier, we gotta chase that. We gotta chase that, and we gotta continue to be addicted to that feeling, because that's what's gonna help us get out, you know, a bad situation where we lose 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row. Like, you know, losing sucks. Like nobody likes to lose. Like I for sure don't. So that's my mindset every single time out there. Like let's keep building good habits, and you know, we won't be scared to jinx it because we're playing the right way, we're doing the right things, and we're putting ourselves in a position to win every single night. And sometimes it's going to be a win, sometimes it's not, but if we do the right things, I think we're giving ourselves the highest chance.
97 points 2 nights ago, 80 whatever tonight. The background is definitely wrong. What do you make of what you guys have done these last 2 games in terms of your growth on that end of the floor and how much better it's felt defensively?
I think it's felt pretty good, man. I think that we're better defensively. That's exactly what we need. And we just gotta keep it going.
Where do you feel that for you guys on that end of the floor? Rick praised you specifically just a couple minutes ago for your work on that end, but as a team, where do you feel like you've noticed the most defensive growth this week?
I just feel like we take matchups, you know, more personal, and I think that you know, we have guys on the team who can really guard, and just about knowing that you know, if you get beat, you have your teammates back. the best thing that we've been able to do in the past 2 games.
You have to, I hate to go back 2 games, but after the last shot in Toronto, you were, really upset, hands in your head. Was there more to that than just the win and loss coming from that shot for you personally?
Yeah, I think that it was a great moment. It was a great opportunity. Even the Detroit game, possibility for a game winner. I just feel like missing those 2 shots, definitely showed me that there's more work to do. And, I'm willing to do it. That's who I want to be. I want to be able to take the last shot. So, I'm just, taking a step back and appreciating my teammates for trusting in me. And I would definitely make the next shot.
Jay Huff started with you guys tonight. I still think back to the video of you calling him Jay Sweetheart down in Orlando. What have you thought of him as a teammate and how he fits with you guys in that starting group these last couple games?
He's been good, man. He's been good. I'm pretty tough on Jay because I know what he can do. And I know exactly how well he can be as well. So, if there's a teammate that's been hard on, everybody else, is me, because I expect everybody just to be at their best, as I expect them to expect me to be at my best. So, it's great to win, man. It's great to win. We're looking forward to keep building as a team, and I think that we have a great opportunity that's in front of us.
You talked about just having each other's backs on defense. What's it just meant to have some level of continuity in terms of who's out there defensively? I mean, what have you guys gotten better, do you think, because you have a better sense of how each of you defend and how you operate and how you move on that end? Do you have a better chance of how you guys are supposed to move as a group now because you've had
For sure.
a steady group of
I mean,
guys?
how many games we in? 19 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was good. It's pretty accurate.
Yep.
Anyways, listen, I think that everybody's tired of losing, and I think that everybody's willing to do what's right for us to win, and I think we've kind of, I wouldn't say we found the formula of playing games and winning games, but we know that it takes us to work hard, to keep winning games.
What's impressed you about Pascal as a veteran? How's he's approached this? I think Rick's just said that he just decided that you guys were not going to lose this one. I mean, just what impressed you about him tonight, but just in general how he's approached this as a guy who's been around as long as
he's been good, man. That's who we need him to be. As the main leader on the team, if he makes the extra effort to dive on the floor, then everybody's going to do it. And I think he's been doing that on both sides of the ball. So definitely want to give him credit, but not too much, because we got a game tomorrow, and like I said, I expect him to do the same thing.
What I guess just as somebody who wants to play at that level, what stands out to you about what he does? I mean, what are the things that you have learned from him and picked up from being around him the last couple of years?
I just feel like his aggressiveness. He's when he decides that he's gonna do something, he goes with it at 100%, and it's great to see, man. It's good to see it from a different perspective and just see how he does it, so I can maybe learn from that.